So how do you know that you're a human or not? And do you know if you were programmed as a robot and thought you were a human, you looked at yourself, you said, "Oh, this is flesh, this isn't metal," and but you're programmed to see what you see. What what assurance do you have that you're even a human? Do you have one? I know people that like I got empath. I know it. I don't always like it. And I listen to people when they say they're an empath that are not. And I almost want to argue with them, but then I just let it go. Because those people that think that, I know they're not felt none of my shit. And I have felt their shit from their perspective. I know they don't. Because they ain't never shown no signs of they would be knowing. Now there's people who are like, what is the opposite of it? If you have someone who can know your thoughts, they can pick up on what you're thinking. Now that's not an empath though. That's like that's like telepathy. And I don't know what telepathy is called when in the neutral form, where you can just know what people are thinking. Knowing what people are thinking is not empathy. That's more like pan psychism, I believe it is, than empathy. Empathy, you feel the other person is feeling an emotion, not a thought. It's an emotion. You, when you feel it, because you're a whole different person with a different mind, you're not going to have their thoughts of that emotion, but you'll have an understanding of how they feel. And because you're a different person with a different mind, if you realize you're experiencing someone else's emotions, you can make a bridge and connect and help them out. The same could work for the telepath or the panpsychic, but if they think it's empath and they don't know that they're picking up thinking, if they're confusing that for feeling, then that just goes to prove the point that I'm saying. Some of these people that have this other thing going on, they don't feel. They don't have feelings like normal people. Robots don't have feelings. They might think they do, but they don't. Your feeling is something else. I'm not saying that people that are like that are bad or trying to do something wrong, but the difference between what is a thinking, a thought, someone's thoughts in their heads, which can emulate feelings, but they're not similar at all once you really look at them. You take them to the deeper level, they're not even close. But as we bubble them up to the mind realm away from the heart, but like you cook that shit off, you get it into the mind, then you are dealing with something else. But people that don't feel, that's our world, psychopaths and shit. And I don't know if a psychopath actually knows that they don't feel. I don't think that they would feel like they're missing anything. But they don't have no problem hurting you. They might even enjoy it, which is a feeling, but they have very limited, the feelings they do have are limited to the sexual chakra, the root chakra, and the high mind, blue. They don't really have the rest of the spectrum. They're not, it's not correct. So they tend to be like, look at the Nazis. They had this going on. Same thing with the badass black dude. because it's fragmented or whatever, it only has those chakras that are the prime colors. Red, I want to live. Yellow, this is my ego and sex drive. And then blue, that mind, that AI-like mind. But if they want to get anything else, they have to blend those to get the secondary. They want to have some emotion, they got to blend that root with that yellow chakra, that solar plexus, to get that sacral chakra. They got to blend it. So they're binary, so they're using the two to be the one that they don't have. They don't have the heart either. They got to try to blend that yellow with that blue to emulate the heart, but they ain't got it. They never gonna have the right color green. It's always going to be that one shade off that locks it into the middle. It's always going to be off. So, I don't know. But people who think they're empaths, consider that. Because a lot of you're not only not empaths, you're those psychopaths that don't feel. And you think you're feeling other people's stuff. You're feeling your own emotions. Your own emotions get you all tied up in bullshit and drama. But you get real tunnel vision. Because I want this. You want shit. And you lock onto it like a dog that bites its jaw and ain't gonna let go. And you don't see nothing out the side of your head. Because you close your eyes and you bite down and you're gonna get some shit. That's how they act. So they're always sort of got the blinders on to some real experience. Like the horse got those things on so it don't get spooked. That's how they are. That's a panpsychism. That is not empath. But this is going to be growing in the world as this world moves through this evolutionary change or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But people should not feel like they're empaths if they're not. And if they think they're picking up other people's stuff, they could be picking up their thoughts. But your thoughts are not your feelings. They ain't never been. They ain't gonna be. Anyway, it's just food for thought.